The Golden State Warriors got curb stomped today when facing the Boston Celtics. The Celtics have had the best record in the league for a while now. They're number one right now in the whole entire league. So they're in a good group right now. They've now won 11 in a row. But I felt this game was an indictment against the Warriors, more so than the Celtics' greatness. Granted, you could say both of them were at show today, but it really showed to me, and I would say not really showed to me, but proved what I've been saying for a while, that the Golden State Warriors are not contenders. They're just not contenders. They're pretenders. And I think a lot of people get tricked when they see them go on these small mini win streaks this year. They'll put up a good streak of maybe 4 or 5 games in a row, and everybody will say, "Whoa, the Warriors are back. Look at them. They're coming back. They're gonna be great again. They have that mojo back to being championship contenders." But I've argued for a while that the Warriors can only beat bad teams or injury-riddled teams. Like we've seen them beat the Knicks without Jalen Brunson, beat the Sixers without Joel Embiid, and there's like several other teams they've beaten without their top stars. To me, that's not impressive. That's very predictable, and they're good at beating below-average lottery teams. They can beat those teams and the average teams too at times, but you look at the teams that beat for the most part are not good teams, and that's how they're able to pad up their win totals. So that explains their record at times, why they can look really good during stretches, but you'll see them just fold against the truly good teams, the elite teams, the playoff contenders, that it's just not there for them. I would say a few things that stood out to me about this game was that the Warriors didn't have Andrew Wiggins and Pajinski. I'll give them that. But to be fair, the Celtics didn't have Porzingis, who I feel is much more valuable to the Celtics than those two other guys are for the Warriors. So I think that just cancels out that both teams were evenly matched up today. I would say the one thing that really stood out to me is the Warriors really don't have interior defense. They need a rim protector in the worst way, and they don't have it during the championship years. I would say Andrew Bogut during that first title run was a great rim protector for them. He helped them out tremendously during their other title runs. I think they were fortunate to get away with not having the best of rim protectors. They had JaVale McGee, they had Zaza Pachulia, and then during the last championship they had I'm trying to say Kevon Looney. And I would say Looney to me has never been a good player. I would say a good rim protector. To me, he's very slow-footed, that he can be average at times, but I feel the Warriors can no longer get away with him being their primary rim protector. They have to find somebody, because him and Draymond are just not going to get it done. I saw so many times in the first half the Celtics get easy layups or post-ups from Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and a few other guys were posting up underneath the basket and getting whatever they wanted at will. And that's always going to be a big flaw of the Warriors going forward. That's something that they'll have to address. I felt that really got exploited in this game. They also had no resistance to the Celtics getting easy layups in the paint. They got whatever they wanted, and they couldn't stop it. They couldn't defend their three-point shooting. So it was just a all-around terrible show by the Warriors. But it shows that the Warriors are just not contenders. They're under that delusion of grandeur that they can be contenders again. And I think whenever they go on a small streak, they get very cocky and arrogant and they ignore reality. But this game is an indicator of what they're going to face for years to come, I think they're going to eat a lot of humble pie. This is a team with this trio of Curry, Clay, and Draymond that have always been supremely arrogant. It worked out for them for a period of time when they were winning those titles, but now I think that arrogance is not going to be good enough to carry them, because all those guys are are at the, I would say Draymond and Clay are now past their primes in my eyes, and Curry is really at the tail end of his. He looked old in this game. He was really, really bad, just god awful. The Celtics were smothering him. I think going forward, they're gonna have to find another star. I don't think Jonathan Kuminga is gonna cut the mustard for them. They're hoping he can be this bridge star for them, much like Kawhi Leonard was for the Spurs during the Spurs' last championship run. I think that's really the hope of them to be able to squeeze out another fluky championship, hoping that Kuminga can rise. But I just don't see that happening. The Warriors, in my eyes, are pretenders. They're gonna get wins against really bad teams, and that might trick some people that they're back. But for me, I'm just not falling for it. I look at their schedule right now. They're going to play the Warriors next. That's another loss in my eyes. I think the Warriors will beat them. They will, after the Warriors, they play the Bulls twice. They play the Spurs. So those are like 3 easy games in a row they're going to get. And I'm sure people are going to make a big deal out of the small streak to get out of that. They play the Mavericks after those 3 games. That could be a loss. But when you look at their schedule, you can just see the teams they're gonna win and the teams they're gonna lose to. It's pretty predictable with them. This is a team that could squeak into the playoffs, possibly. They're right now, I think, in 10th place or 9th, so they could win their play and get in there. But this is a team that's gonna lose in round 1. I think last year they lucked out getting an inexperienced Kings team that lacked confidence, that couldn't take them out. But this year, I don't think they'll be lucky enough to be able to pull off another upset like that again. This team is done. Their best days are behind them. And that's really all I have to say about this.